Hey y'all, I am sitting outside of a store I'm about to run into to pick up some gardening supplies, and it got me thinking about some things. I was not born with a green thumb, but I love to see things grow, so I've enjoyed learning over the years. One of the things that I have learned is that many plants have what's called sucker vines. These are appendages off of the main plant that they're not productive. They just drain the nutrients off of the main plant. I was reading an online resource that said you do not want sucker vines because they drain the energy of the main plant, and that if you learn to identify sucker vines, you can manage them. Well, you know how I correlate things to life. That applies in our lives. There are things in our lives that are sucker vines. Had a lady that used to call me every morning, Monday through Friday, and she would talk incessantly for about an hour, trashing her family. She would say, I need you to pray about this, and then she would just go on and on. I need your advice about this, and I would give her some advice. But then I realized after this went on for months that she didn't want my advice. I don't even know if she wanted prayer. She just wanted to call and trash her family. Well, a wonderful woman who has since gone on to be with the Lord, but I love this woman, Carolyn Latham, said to me one day, no one has the right to use your ears as a garbage can. That was so liberating for me. So the next day when this lady called, I said, okay, listen, we've talked about everything there is to talk about. I know all about it. I will continue to pray with you, but you've been given advice by several people, your pastor, me, and several other people. Now you need to go apply that advice, and but what we've talked, all we need to talk about it. You see, it would just drain me. And after I put an end to that, oh my goodness, it was like a breath of fresh air came into my life. It was a sucker vine. The interesting thing about sucker vines is sometimes when you cut off a sucker vine, they can actually be rooted and become productive all on their own. Sometimes that's what it takes. As long as they are a parasite to the main plant, they'll never be what they could be. People can be a sucker vine. Well, other things can be sucker vines. Oh, people that drag you into their drama, people that are negative and just zap your energy, people that feed on the wrong things and then they just talk, negative. The news can be a sucker vine. Social media can be a sucker vine. People who always have their hand out but never want to do anything to improve their circumstances, they can be sucker vines. See, Matthew 7:6 tells us in the Bible, cast not your pearls before swine. In other words, don't take what is valuable and throw it to the pigs. To throw it to people that don't care. I'm not calling people pigs. But to take what is valuable and to cast it where it's not appreciated is just foolish. It's just wasteful. I give you permission to cut off the sucker vines in your life. And I'm going to tell you, it's not rude to do so. We have such a hang up, especially women, about setting boundaries. Like we're being rude if we set boundaries in our lives. It's not rude to set boundaries. Set boundaries because you see these things that drain us of our energy or our resources or our time, they take away those things that could be invested somewhere productive. I had a dream many years ago, long time ago, in which the Lord spoke to me and said, go to the airport, I want you to carry some luggage. Well, in the dream, I went to the airport and I got to the carousel where all the luggage comes down, and I just started grabbing luggage. Before it was over, I was loaded down like something on a cartoon. I had far more luggage on me than any one human could carry. I had a businessman, perfectly able, but I've got it. A young family with several kids and a young couple. I had all of their baggage on me, and I was like, I got it. And I'm carrying it out. And I walked past this tiny little woman. She was dressed symbolically all in black with a little black veil, and her white hair was showing. And she was a little widow woman, and she said, "Please help me." And I said, "I'm sorry, I can't." See, I was too loaded down with somebody else's baggage. And God spoke to me and he said, "That's who I sent you to help." Be careful of where you invest your time and your resources and your energy, because sucker vines will detract and distract, and there'll be decoys to keep you from being fruitful in the areas that will be so productive. Watch those sucker vines. Cut them off. Don't be rude. You're not being rude. Cut them off. Lace up and keep on walking. See you next time.